Hey everyone, I'm Jeff Howe alongside Karen Guregian. We're here at a cold Gillette Stadium where the Patriots are preparing for a warm trip down to Miami this weekend to play the Dolphins. But before we get to that, let's discuss the three biggest stories of the week. Number one, we'll start simple. That comeback victory against the Browns was something else.
Yeah, they were down by 12 points with a little over 2 minutes to play, and miraculously were able to produce two scores to win that game, and did it with one of the rarest plays that you can produce the ball, an onside kick. They performed it to perfection with Stephen Gostkowski, Kyle Arrington recovering it. They produced a touchdown, and they did it without Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, and just before we get to that real quick, I mean, they're marching the ball down the field down 26-14 with less than 2 minutes to go. And the amount of times, over the years, we've covered this team for a long time, and we've seen Tom Brady do this time and again. And it's just like all this is going to come down to is the onside kick. Brady and the offense are going to get it done. And they come up with the first recovered onside kick to score the winning points in franchise history.
Yeah, as I said, it's something they practice all the time, and it's something that it never really comes to fruition, hardly ever. Mm-hmm. And there it was. They did it up the gut, up the middle of the field. That's where they decided to do it, right down the middle as opposed to one side or the other. Gostkowski followed the ball down like a baby, and the Cleveland player touched the ball, and Kyle Arrington pounced on it, and the Patriots were golden.
And great blocking from Jamie Collins, Nate Ebner, and Matthew Slater, too. Number two on this week's storylines, which is really number one both
Nothing
this
too
week.
major. Oh,
yeah,
no.
and number one maybe the whole season. We'll find that one out. Rob Gronkowski is again down for the season, has a torn ACL and MCL. We'll see how far that stretches into next year. But for now, the biggest storyline of the week, or the biggest question of the week, can the Patriots win a Super Bowl without him?
Yeah, that's going to be a tall order. I mean, you have to put it in context with all the other injuries they have. I mean, their defense has been decimated by injury. The offense is what has to kind of carry the load, carry the ball, because the defense was a strength at the beginning of the year. Now they're kind of bending and breaking all at the same time. So the offense has to be able to put up a ton of points. They were doing that with Gronkowski back in the lineup, opening things up for everybody. Now they don't have the ultimate game changer with them. So it's a tall order. I see them maybe getting by in the AFC, but winning a Super Bowl, really tough.
Yeah, I think they can get through the AFC just like you and a lot of people, really. I mean, this Denver team, I keep looking back to last year when Denver went into Baltimore, I think in Week 15, and waxed the Ravens. And there was no reason to believe, really, that the Ravens were going to win that divisional round game. Even in the final minutes of that game, before Flacco's essential Hail Mary turns into a huge play in that game. I mean, that's just a Broncos team. Call on Peyton Manning for choking in the playoffs a lot, but they don't have a lot of guys who have performed well in big money moments, and it's not a Broncos team that I think is unbeatable. The other thing, the Seahawks, whether they had Gronkowski or not, I think the Seahawks would have been favored over the Pats if those two ended up in a Super Bowl together. Number three, the Pats are going down to Miami to play the Dolphins, who have suddenly found themselves in the playoff hunt again. Patriots are trying to win the division title. If they don't win this game, there's a good chance they fall to the 3 seed. The Dolphins get the 6 seed, and they have to play each other again.
At this point, the Patriots, again, to maybe get to the Super Bowl, they want home field. They want to do what they can to keep that 2 seed and maybe cross their fingers if the Broncos slip up, get home field throughout. That's their best ticket. That's their best ride to getting there. So they don't want to slip up. They want to beat the Dolphins, who are a desperate football team at this point. They're on the outside looking in, but they're on the bubble. They have a chance. They can salvage a season. They can get in. Beating the Patriots would go a long way toward that.
Absolutely. And for more of our coverage leading up to and going through that game, you can follow our work on BostonHerald.com and the Blitz blog.